Okay. I want to try and just follow that.
All right, so go ahead and make me just an athletics check.
Ah!
Because you are swimming and your environmental
Rip me,
protections
guys.
are
I'm
on,
going to drown. You're not going to find my body. It's going to be down here in the maintenance ducts.
I'll find you.
Athletics.
You got to get undressed.
That I have a -1 to that, so that's a 10.
That's a 10?
That's a 10.
It is slow going. Like you're like to the like halfway point. You like have to take like the second right, and you're like about almost there, and you're already like
It'll
your,
take as long as it needs to
muscles
take.
Your muscles are burning already.
Like, as long as I don't get lost, it can take as long as it needs to.
Right, exactly. And you notice that the branch cuts to the right. You kind of you going like cautiously, like kind of like.
I'm just making sure that I'm keeping my bearings. That's the kind of caution, like
Right.
not getting lost. Down here, underwater,
so-
alone in the dark,
Yep. So it's
very afraid.
right turn. Do a left turn. Goes down. About another 50 feet. You seem to be now in a singular hallway that seems to open up into a chamber that seems to be almost like the underwater equivalent of like pipe works. You see several pipe networks just kind of running along the lengths of the walls and just like like going out of the walls and into them like further down. And the room's about 40 feet across, and you see stepping out from kind of like weirdly enough, like kind of not even swimming, just more like slowly stepping in slow motion. You see Theta 3, and he's just kind of standing there, and he kind of looks at you and gives a very like slow, exaggerated because of the water, just kind of motion for you to follow him, and he kind of like goes and you like swim after him very slow, and you can tell even at like this close a range that like it's a lot easier for him to move around. It seems like he's just kind of like walking. He seems to have like some sort of like magnetic attachment to the bottoms of his boots. It's that definite like exaggerated spacewalk kind of thing, but he's still moving quicker than you are, unfortunately. And then you get to the end of this hallway, and it's the end of a hallway, and there's no other path. He kind of like steps over what appears to be kind of a square kind of opening. It's not open. You can tell it's a hatch, definitely. But you see him kind of like look at his wrist communicator, and it like opens up, and he kind of points at you and like down.
I'm gonna die. This is where I die.
So you go ahead and
Yeah.
okay. You like swim in there, and it's like a 3x3 room, and he like lands in the room. You see the top close, and he's kind of like staring at you.
I slowly am reaching out for his hand, like I just want to hold his hand right now, like I need some comfort.
And he kind of looks at your hand, and you see him like holding. He's like reaching, and he's like holding like some handhold. All of a sudden, you hear a really loud kind of. It's like a drawing motion. You see like the water level starting to kind of like lower, and and like the pressure change suddenly. Like you're like you like start getting kind of pushed up and down.
The second that I notice any of this going into effect, I'm just gonna start flailing in the water, like, oh my god, what's happening? I'm dying.
And you're like flailing wildly, and then eventually like the water is completely gone, and you're still just like
I'm on the ground, just like.
and you see just the Theta 3 is just like dripping water, but his expression hasn't changed, and he's just like, please get up.
I just get up and like just kind of shake myself off.
You kind of like take a little bit. You didn't actively get wet, but you're still just like shaking yourself off, and you're trying to like shake out the water that's not there.
I'm just like, I don't do well in water.
And you see one of the back doors, behind you, opens up, and there's Chase. He's just standing there, and he's like, Oh, hey! Welcome to the Nautilus.
Hello, that's where? What am I? Huh?
He's like, come on. And Theta 3 kind of like pushes past you as he like walks through the door, and he just looks at Chase, and he's just like shaking his head. And just
really put my collar down and like goggles up and everything and just...
All right, so you follow him out, and you seem to be actually in a hallway of a ship somehow. But it doesn't seem to be as, luxurious. It's a very tight hallway. Theta 3 pushed past him because there's not enough room to kind of, walk to his side.
To a place.
And you see him, like, pass through a door, and that opens up, and Chase is walking ahead. You're following him up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then they get to what appears to be the cockpit of some sort of vehicle, and you kind of, like, see just darkness out the front viewport.
At this point, when I'm following them into the cockpit area, I'm doing kind of what he did, just sending him like on, like just oscillating on and off a few times on the communicator, just like so that he's getting some sort of signal from me, so he knows that.
Yeah, and we're cut back to you, and in this time frame, you've had enough hallways to kind of like keep walking. Give me another stealth check if you don't mind, just to see if perhaps. Nope, you are still. You are still very. What was your total?
5.
5. Okay.
That was one.
I mean, if Tet needed somebody to like be an active distraction,
Very good one.
you are fitting the bill.
I'm just shining at that.
So
I'm Keno, everybody.
Yeah, I just like, hey, and like you try, everybody just like, without actually doing, the side hand to the face thing, they're just actively like ignoring you. So I mean,
that's one way to stealth.
But you do hear the slow, the like quick kind of oscillation.
Undesirable.
You just hear like that kind of quick, like, and
I just want to do
flush toilet. That's when he actually is in there. So, are you just gonna continue until you get some further news?
I suppose I should try to like loop back and get to the meeting place.
The meeting place?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and you're looping back to that area. It seems like, it's going to be a difficult time trying to not draw attention. At least, for you to maybe like follow those steps.
Yeah.
In that time, just really quick, we'll be back to you two, who, it's been about 30 minutes since you had spoken to, your in the moment allies, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't heard anything from either that party or the rest of your group.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's been just kind of you, Skada, and Nemo hanging out on the ship.
Nemo,
Yes.
what can you tell me about Kalamahoy? Anything else that maybe a catastrophe that happened in the recent years? Any major events that have happened? Are you aware of those?
Like you hear just kind of like his effective like processing sound, which is just sounds like him humming.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of. Does not appear that there have been any natural disaster occurrences that have been in the last recorded years. It seems that the Kalo have been generally peaceful. They seem very intent on exploring the deeper reaches of Kalamahoy, hence the existence of the Starfinder Society station, the Abyss Research Platform.
Nemo, is there a way you can contact Starfinder Society and get us access to a submarine of some sort to venture further down into Kalo's abyss of water?
A request such as this usually requires membership to the Starfinder Society or special privileges there within. I can certainly try to see. Do you know any contacts within the Starfinder Society that you prefer?
Yeah, could you hold on a second?
Oh, Model.
No, not Modell. I'm thinking of the guy we met that had
Modell?
a lot of neat things. I think it's something or Chase Lowe. No.
Model Raw's a
Thade.
part of the
I'm
Starfinder.
thinking of Thade Cosin.
Thade Cosin. He has a lot of neat things.
We're coasting, brosin.
I will certainly try to contact this Thade Cosin.
And ask him about, if you just say Chase Lowe, let me know what he says about Chase Lowe.
Certainly.
Thanks.
We tell you to chase fast.
We gotta
I
get
tell you
Lowe.
a story about Curtis Lowe. He's a blues man.
Skada.
Rutgers Blow. What's up, dude?
What do you think about this place? How are you with water?
I mean, I don't mind it.
Okay.
It doesn't freak me out completely. I mean, it's a little unnerving, but
Yeah. Well, our partners are kind of trapped in a bubble underneath the
yeah.
water. Kind
And I
of.
know Ted fucking hates water.
Just gonna send an LOL to them right at that moment.
Do we have a way of seeing where they are, like pinning where they are, as like since we are communicating?
You could probably, with Nemo's assistance, like try and triangulate their position.
Okay.
So you're just trying to.
Yeah,
contact-
Nemo, can you navigate to Tet and Soren's life support systems on their communicators?
Accessing. It appears that. I was able to find Soren's communication signature. He seems to be. How do humans put it? Pacing down a hall. It seems he has moved back and forth on that in several regular increments.
That sounds like Soren.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, what about Ted?
Conversely, I cannot find the signature for Tet.
Worries me.
Yeah. Maybe. Are you experiencing interference at all with anything, or is just not getting a signal, or what?
It is strange, though the depths of Tesmaya are quite substantial from the surface. Enhancement buoys and other communication services would allow normal communication, hence my ability to track Soren.
Mm-hmm.
Though, if he were to perhaps be deeper or within a shielded environment, that could certainly explain the communication outage.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
I'm assuming the ship that we told him to go to might have that kind
True.
of
True.
force field of some kind to maybe negate his. Maybe they're trying to keep a low profile, so
Right.
they're stealthing the ship.
Hopefully.
Okay.
List of profiles.